Welcome back to the Serving Wellbeing podcast. This is episode 4 of our 5-part series on mental health in the food industry. In the last episode, we talked about how managers should be trained to recognize and respond to mental health issues in the food industry. In this episode, we will be talking about wellness programs that are proven to work. In our last episode, we briefly mentioned implementing wellness programs into the workplace to help benefit employees' mental health. So what programs are effective in the food industry? Well, one of the programs we found while researching was Amuse. Amuse is a program meant to help employees in the food industry. It strives to help employees with burnout, stress, and depression. The paper, a pilot study of a mental health education program, Amuse, for restaurant employees, mentions that the program is very feasible as it is easy to implement into the workplace. The important thing is, what do participants think? They feel good about this program, saying that it is acceptable and improves employee health seeking and self-efficacy. However, the author mentions that this program, although striving for the things listed earlier, was found that at the time it was implemented, which was on the shorter side, was not completely effective. The author instead mentions that it should be used as a stepping stone for implementing other programs, or the length of time should be increased for it to get maximum efficiency. Another program that was implemented and shown improvement was the Team Resilience Program. This program was specifically for young restaurant workers who experience stress or burnout. A useful piece of information that this paper found was that there was an overlooked aspect of employee mental health at the time, and it was rude or lazy coworkers. This program helped expose the portion of workplace stress for future research. The program, after finding this issue, then ended up making the problem coworker less of a common occurrence, as the participants reported that they didn't have to deal with these types of coworkers as much. Another thing the program did successfully was reduce personal stress for these young adults as they go into adulthood. This program was implemented for 12 months and showed a noticeable decrease in personal stress for young adults, showing that the long-term programs are effective. The third paper we read was Young Adults in the Workplace, a multi-site initiative of substance use and mental health. And this one once again focused on young adults in the food industry. This program is a lot more about preventing certain outside activities that could affect the workplace behavior and burnouts. The paper found that the program Young Adults in the Workplace, YIW, was effective to the business that adapted to implementing the program. The businesses that did this found that the program helped with awareness, motivation, and skills related to substance use. This program doesn't claim it works 100% of the time, but when it does, it can improve workplace culture and efficiency. The author also says that the longer the program is implemented, the more effective it is. So what does all this mean? This means that the programs are shown to be effective and should be implemented in restaurants all over the world when available. However, there is certainly more research that needs to be done in this field to come up with more effective programs and thoroughly show how long-term implementation can possibly affect the business. Another thing this shows is that young adults in the workplace experience work stress and burnout easier due to just becoming adults. This should be considered for future research as the quarantine has had severe impact on young adult mental health. And we should see how these programs should improve mental health post-COVID. Thanks for tuning in to the fourth episode of the Serving Wellbeing podcast. We hope that you can learn about wellness programs that work. In our next and final episode, we will talk about how improving mental health in the workplace will result in better employee morale, reducing turnover, and increasing overall workplace efficiency. Thanks for tuning in.